What's up, guys? UFC 320, the rematch between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. Let's get to it. Man, I cannot wait for this one. I'm gonna be referring a lot to my previous video where I first picked this fight. I said that nothing excites me more as a UFC fan than seeing the two best guys go at it. And in my opinion, the two best light heavyweights as of right now are Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. Even when they fought back in March, I believe, I said the same thing. I thought they were the best, and I still think they are the best. And I'm so happy we get this immediate rematch because for some reason, people think that was controversial, that Alex Pereira won and whatnot. So I'll get into all of that. And I'll start with my prediction. I'm picking Ankalaev to win again, and again, so by TKO round 2. And the reason why I say again twice is because, well, he won last time, so I'm picking him to win again. And I picked him to win the first time. Like, if you go watch my video, my pick is actually identical as the first time. I am picking Ankalaev by TKO round 2. What has changed though now, it's the breakdown itself, like how the fight was going to play out. So I'm going to sound like a broken record today, but if you watch my original video, I was convinced beyond a doubt that Ankalaev was going to grapple. I was convinced that there was no way that his game plan was to stand up and trade with Alex Pereira. And then if he did, he was going to pay for it. See, all of us, and I include myself in that, we thought that if this was a kickboxing fight, that if Ankalaev chose to, if the fight played out as a striking battle, that Pereira was going to absolutely dominate him, and that Ankalaev was going to chew his legs up and eventually knock him out and whatever. It turns out it didn't play out like that. See, 99% of the fight was a striking battle. Yes, Ankalaev tried to take him down a few times, but not that many. Like rounds 1, 2, I think 3 and 5, it was mostly a stand-up battle. And Ankalaev showed that he can hang in the striking with Alex Pereira. That was the one thing that surprised me, because I thought that, again, he was not going to do good if he tried to do that. And the other thing that surprised me was Ankalaev not pushing the grappling as much. And I'm not going to get into why I thought that. If you want to watch my first video, I had my reasons why I thought he was going to grapple. Anyways, I picked Ankalaev to win by TKO round 2. He won by decision, unanimous decision. I agree with the decision. I don't understand the controversy from some people. In my opinion, so there were 4 clear rounds. Rounds 1 and 5 were clearly Pereira. Rounds 2 and 4 were clearly Ankalaev. And round 3, it's the one where you can maybe possibly debate for one or the other, but it was not a clear round by any chance. There's no way that you can go watch the 3rd round and say, oh yes, I think Pereira clearly 100% won that round. But you cannot say the same for Ankalaev either, right? It was a competitive round. As a matter of fact, I challenge anyone watching this. The fight is on YouTube right now. Don't watch the whole fight, just watch round 3. And then tell me if you think it was a clear round for either one of them. And it wasn't. But I thought Ankalaev did enough to get it. So I agree. I gave him rounds 2, 3, and 4 to Ankalaev. And 1 and 5 to Pereira. And round 2, he almost, at the very last 10 seconds, he rocked him. And I thought I was about to get a perfect prediction, but Pereira survived. Yeah, basically, this is when age comes into play. In the first fight, again, Alex Pereira showed that he's not the much better striker that can just bully Ankalaev into a striking battle. He's 38 years old. I don't expect a much improved Alex Pereira. I think he has peaked as far as his skills go. People are trying to say he had an off night. I disagree. If he looked like he was off, it was because the pressure and what Ankalaev was doing to him, not because he just happened to have that seems like a BX excuse. I don't buy that. Ankalaev showed that he can stand up and trade with him. He can hurt him, and the grappling, it's still there. Yes, he chose to not use it as like I thought he would on the first fight, but the grappling, it's still there. So, a takedown can come at any moment from Ankalaev. Am I super confident on this one? No, because of the power that Alex Pereira has and the skill that he has. No, he's not just a guy with heavy hands. He's actually, legitimate professional kickboxer. So at any point, can he connect clean and knock anyone out? Absolutely. I don't like saying puncher's chance because I usually say puncher's chance when someone might not be that good, but they have power. But Alex Pereira, not only does he have power, he's actually a really good striker himself. So the possibility of him catching Ankalaev with something, it's very possible. But I just think Ankalaev's aware. He's much younger. He's technically in his prime. This is what I always say. You could argue we're going to see a better Ankalaev. Are we going to see a better Alex Pereira? I don't think so. So I'm picking, my prediction again is identical as the first one. Ankalaev TKO round 2. The only thing that changes is I don't necessarily expect a full-on grappling approach by Ankalaev, but I don't discard it either. He could very well grapple. So Ankalaev TKO round 2. Co-main event, we have for the another belt between Dvalishvili and Corey Sandhagen. I remember last time Dvalishvili fought Sean O'Malley. I said that I remember I made a video and I said, I hope the next guy is Sandhagen, and that if that fight happened, I was going to pick Dvalishvili, and here I am. And here I am picking Dvalishvili by decision all day. I'm not even going to get much into this one. I just don't see where Corey Sandhagen imposes anything that Dvalishvili hasn't seen before. Is he a better grappler than Umar Nurmagomedov? No, he's not. Is he a better striker than Sean O'Malley? I don't think so. Does he have more power than Sean O'Malley? I don't think so either. Do I see Corey Sandhagen getting a knockout? Now, that would be a puncher's chance, right? But I just don't count on it. Do I see him being able to out-cardio Merab? No, that's impossible. Nobody out-cardios Merab. Do I see him being able to out-grapple him and submit him? No, I don't see where Sandhagen wins this fight. I think Merab is going to keep it standing, use his unlimited pressure, unlimited cardio, to where he might initiate the grappling and just make it kind of like he did against Sean O'Malley, where he will throw punches, pressure him, get a takedown. Punches, pressure him, get a takedown. And I see Merab mixing it up, using his unlimited cardio and getting a decision. So Dvalishvili by decision. Before that, we have Prochazka versus Khalil Rountree. Both of them are coming from beating Jamal Hill. Prochazka had it's interesting, right? Because when Prochazka versus Hill, I had it 1-1 going into the third round. Like if you go watch that fight, I gave round 1 clearly to Prochazka. I gave round 2 to Jamal Hill, and round 3 was kind of Prochazka started to take over, and he catched him and knocked him out. But it's not like, I always think it's important. Let's not pretend that Prochazka went there and just steamroll over Jamal Hill, because he didn't. It was competitive. Again, 1-1 going into the third round, in my opinion. Eventually, he caught him. What was it, like a straight right? I don't remember. But he caught him in the third round, knocked him out. And then Khalil Rountree is coming from beating him in a 5-round fight where I gave him, I think, every single round to Khalil Rountree. I had it maybe round 2. You can possibly argue for Jamal Hill, because at the very end, some of the judges might have seen it as a knockdown, but I think it was a slip. But even if we say, okay, give round 2 to Jamal Hill, 1s, 3, 4, and 5, I give it to Khalil Rountree, where he just did better than Jamal everywhere. Like there was nothing Hill had going on for him in that fight. It was pretty one-sided overall. but the thing is, Jamal did nothing to Khalil Rountree. It almost like he was waiting the entire fight, and even the commenters were saying, where's the desperation? You're losing this fight. Prochazka never does that. He comes for you, and he's trying to knock you out. See, Prochazka is one of those guys that he likes to win by. He likes to finish you. And another fight where, Khalil doesn't grapple, so that's out of the question. And I don't see Prochazka going for takedowns either. Another fight where I'll give Khalil Rountree his well-deserved puncher's chance, because Prochazka still does that crazy thing where he'll just drop his hands and lift his chin up in the air. And, if you get caught by a powerful guy like Rountree, you can get knocked out. But I'm not going to count on that for this one. I'm also picking Prochazka by decision as well. I think Khalil showed that he's durable. And I just see Prochazka outpointing him, outstriking him for 3 rounds and getting a decision. Big puncher's chance for Khalil Rountree, of course, but Prochazka by decision, stand-up battle, striking battle, he does better, outpoints him, gets the decision. Before that, we have Josh Emmett versus Youssef Zalal. Josh Emmett is coming from a 5-round, somewhat of a boring fight against, was it Edwards? Look here. Not Edwards, Lerone Murphy, where he was not able to do nothing. It was kind of like a slow-paced fight for 5 rounds, where I gave every single round to Murphy. I just saw it, I forgot the name already. Lerone Murphy, where was it a beatdown? Did he dominate him like Topuria did, or like like a guy like Yair Rodriguez, something like that? No, not really. But it was pretty solid win for Lerone Murphy. Striking battle, he just did a little bit better throughout the entire fight. Not the most exciting fight. He's coming Youssef Zalal, where he's coming from pulling a decision against Kelvin Kattar, where he clearly won round 1 and 2 with the striking, actually, and a little bit of cage control, but he actually did very good in the striking against Kattar, who I've always considered a really good striker himself. But then round 3, Kattar kind of woke up and started putting and clearly won round 3. That was a 29-28 for Zalal. Age, again, Josh Emmett is 40. He turned way past the retirement age. He's at the age where I say things start to slow down for him. Kind of like I said, about even worse than Pereira, because he's even a smaller guy. Other than a very well-placed haymaker by Josh Emmett, like he's known to do, I just don't see him being to out-grapple, outpoint, outpace, outstrike Youssef Zalal. Heavy puncher's chance, very well-deserved puncher's chance, but I think Youssef Zalal plays it safe, picks his shots, and pulls a potentially boring decision. So Zalal by decision. Before that, we have Joe Pyfer versus Abu Sufyan Magomedov. Pyfer's coming from pulling a decision against Gastelum, kind of underperformed. I thought he was gonna smoke Gastelum like from start to finish. And round 1, it kind of seemed like he was about to, but then rounds 2 and 3, I don't know if he got tired and let go of the gas, but he didn't look as dominant as round 1. Man, I'm running out of times here. Magomedov is coming from pulling a decision against Pereira. Before that, Bruno Ferreira, Wally Alves. He's actually submitted Bruno Ferreira. I have Joe Pyfer winning that one by TKO. I think he's going to be I don't think, one of those fights, right, grappler versus striker, I don't think Magomedov is going to want to go there and have a striking battle with Pyfer. I think Pyfer knows this, and he will come in with his takedown defense sharpened and get a TKO. So Ankalaev TKO round 2, puncher's chance for Pereira, of course. Dvalishvili by decision. Prochazka by decision, another puncher's chance for Rountree. Zalal by decision, huge puncher's chance for Emmett, and Joe Pyfer by TKO round 2. All right, guys, have a good one.